Hey guys, how's it going? This is Sam Parker, offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Davenport University, located in West Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan. About what? About an hour from Lake Michigan. If you haven't been to Lake Michigan in the summer, in July, please do yourself a favor. Go. PJ Hoffmaster State Park. Soft recommendation. This is a new I series. I don't even know. I do the walk and talk where I kind of brainstorm through stuff. The chalk talk that I've done, and then I want to have an avenue to answer questions that coaches give me versus emailing them back, because some people have the same questions, and also just produces some content. But I've got a couple, believe it or not. You'd be surprised at how much a Division II offensive coordinator gets asked questions, which I don't know. But anyways, this is Adam Hovorka. Hey coach, I just watched a video on the Ferris State stuff. Awesome job. I had a quick question for you. What are the steps for the running back on your tray? It's very different than how I've done it the past, but I like it better than what we do now. So, how we had our footwork for tray, and I'm guessing that you mean GY counter, is like we had that dart step, and I don't even know if you would have seen him, and what I'm guessing is that I'll go through both, but if we're running it, and at Ferris, where I was for 9 years and a former alum, or I guess not former alum, I just am an alum. But we had, so it's like a dart footwork, our running back is setting up here and then coming back with it. So in terms of, how it would look is, ready, set, hit. And now we're here and buying time and now coming through. If we had a jet sweep coming through, we're asking the running back to step up and out of the way. And then if you're talking about our GT, we ran that like a mid-zone mesh. So our running back is tracking to the B gap. And, that first step, we're opening up through in a nice slow mesh. And then I don't know if we ever ran it, that tray where a running back is getting the ball, but it would be the same footwork. It's that we call it dart, that dart footwork where you're selling this way and now we're coming back this way with it. So from a timing standpoint and like the actual steps, how we teach it is at Davenport here, how we teach it is to sell 1-2 and then go. So sell 1-2, go, sell 1-2, go. And that would be if he has the ball or not. If there is a jet coming through, that sell job now turns vertical. That like he would be inserting on power or anything vertical with that jet mesh, and then following the puller's butt. So I'm going to when I put this video in, I'm going to send you guys the link so you get it. So hopefully I think this is a better thing than me typing. I mean, I answered that question in 4 minutes with demonstration. Sorry. One of those emails just creeped up on me where you're like looking below, you're like, what is this? Okay. And then the second one I got is from Braden Green. Good evening. My name is Braden Green, and I am entering my senior year at Huntingdon College in Montgomery, Alabama. I'll graduate in May of 2027. I'm looking to become a graduate assistant after graduation. As a coach at the Division III level, I have the opportunity to gain experience in nearly every aspect of the football program, facts, including working on both sides of the ball, recruiting, film breakdown, equipment, and laundry operations. I have attached my resume below and will greatly appreciate any advice or feedback that you have. Thank you in advance for your time and consideration. And that's how it's done, man. And shout out to Huntington College in Montgomery, Alabama. What a professional job this is sent. So let me dive into a little bit of, for you, Braden, like a little bit into GA spots and stuff like that. So I would say this, in your plan out your first 5 years of coaching college football and plan out to make absolutely no money, to be living like homeless. And I make it sound like that, but like you're just going to be getting by, and bills and stuff will add up, and you feel overwhelmed. But what you do is you figure out how to make it work, right? So like for me, I was working like construction and had saved money, and like I had just taken an injury on the job site. I almost cut my finger off. That's actually how I got into coaching. So I guess we'll back it up there. So I was working construction and doing siding. I was averaging a major accident a week, maybe every 3 days. I'm talking like ladder falls off the side of the roof and I fall on my back. Got electrocuted off a ladder. Like it was just it. I was lucky to be alive, and only did it for like 2 months. And it was like a Monday. It was like I was applying to go to all these schools. So I was applying to be a GA, but I have a video production background, so I was applying to be a part of like the athletic broadcasting GAs, because I had no direction. Like I was like, I'm doing construction, I have a degree, I did television production for a minute, and it was going nowhere. Like I remember the guy told me too, they said I was the most used production assistant in the state of Michigan in February of 2015, and I worked like 6 days. And I was like, oh no, because I was also living paycheck to paycheck, just trying to get by, asking friend, like living on my buddy's couch and asking for him to give me a couple months to muster up rent and stuff like that. So there was some tight times there. And I started applying to be a GA at these schools, and it came down to Wyoming, Kent State, and Akron, and it was for video production. And then Davenport came in super late. And so I was like, I'm going to Wyoming. Wyoming looked amazing. I was going to Wyoming, and they have top 100 business school, and it looked incredible out there. I was really, and I had no plan. That would have ended pretty poorly. And I was living in Grand Rapids where Davenport was. So I'm on the job site with the hole saw, I'm doing this, and the hole saw catches and almost cuts my finger off. And then I had workers' comp for the next, 2 weeks or whatever. I came back to work the next day, and he was like, what are you doing? And so, but that Wednesday, the head coach here, Lou Esposito, asked if I would come by and talk ball with him. And I did out of respect for him, because he was a coach at Fair State when I was there, and obviously like, yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna come by. And I didn't have anything else going on. And I would say 20 minutes in, I completely changed my tune on, I'm going to Wyoming all right. And I think probably an hour or two in, I was hook, line, and sinker, I'm going to be a football coach. And it was a career path and something that I never knew could exist for me. And nor did I want to leaving college football. I had enough with college football as a player, and had no desire, and I really wanted to be in television production. So that was kind of my path to getting in. And what I wish somebody would have told me is do not look at the dudes that are sprinting up to the top, and look at the dudes that are, making the big bank and all this stuff and this, that, and the other, because it's only going to leave you bitter and, make you really frustrated. I know that me personally, that's what happened as a younger coach. I think I still am a young coach, but that was kind of my, my thought process. And then also too, like, oh, I gotta go D1, I gotta be a D1 coach, and the grass is not always greener. And, and so what you want to look for in a GA spot in your first 5 years, you want to look for somewhere where you can get your education, your degree, and also that's going to help you out to not make you, I don't even know, like really, really screwed financially, like being smart enough and being able to piece that. And coaches know, and they're helpful and supportive in terms of, in finding that spot, if there's a place that you can work part-time and do this, or work for the school, be an RA, work on campus, security overnight, whatever, custodial staff, whatever it takes to do it for 5 years. Because after about 5 years, you're going to be in line to get a full-time position. Division III is tremendous. Division III is a lot of job security in terms of the coaching profession. It's smaller staffs. Division III is really nice, and it does pay. I couldn't tell you if Division III pays more or less than Division II. From a coach's standpoint, I do know that there are enough and a lot of D3 programs that when I hear what the guys are making as the coordinator, I'm like, dang, you could hand me a resume. But, that's kind of what you're looking at. And then too, so not every school or program has GAs. At Davenport, we don't have GAs. So we did when I was here, and then somewhere along the way, those got, just like any athletics program. So you may be a GA somewhere and they hire you on to part-time, and then they hire you on to full-time, right? Well, when you leave that GA spot, there could be anything. It could be the athletic director saying, yoink, we need one over here now, and you're not getting another one. And that happens, at a ton of places. The getting GAs and having that program is a university thing. So to back up your question, I know I'm going in I want this to be as worth your time as possible, but the one thing that you've got going for you is coaching D3 football, and definitely you have to do everything, right? You got to mud the footballs. You got to go and pick up the kid from the airport. You got to break down the tape and send it out. You got to do a lot of stuff, put on the helmets and the equipment. That too, be very happy that you're doing that, because that was something I did as a GA here at Davenport, because we didn't have a lot. And the two other guys I GA'd with are still here. One's the assistant head coach, the other one's the defensive coordinator, and I'm the offensive coordinator. So putting in that time and learning all of those little things pays off. To be honest with you, we had a fair share of, we didn't have GAs at one point at Ferris, and then we got them, then we lost them, then it was up and down. But of those student assistants, given the year, some really went on to do incredible things, like Dylan Roney. Dylan's now defensive line coach with the LA Chargers. Travis Russell, I think, is assistant running backs coach at Michigan State. Hunter Thompson's O-line coach and run game coordinator at Hope College. So we've had quite a few that have gone on to do great things. And some that have gone to the high school level and just dominated, and have great high school coaching careers going on right now. But in terms of getting to be able to do everything and draw cards and coach defense and then go over here to coach offense, those are all valuable things that when you get to be super old, and hopefully still coaching, that like you'll look back on and be like, I'm so thankful I got to do that. Like I am very, very thankful that that when I came in the door at Davenport, I was like, I'll be the video coordinator. And I had no clue anything other than my previous knowledge of video, but like knew enough that like, all right, I'm gonna learn this because it really has benefited me throughout my entire career to be able to do this stuff. So yeah, man, like it would love to connect with you and talk with you, you know, next spring and help you out and get, you know, hopefully this is some good guidance. I would also say too, I know you're sending this across everybody in the country. It's a professional job. It looks good. But definitely wherever you're from, try to get a position there because you've got support, you've got help, you've got people around you to really facilitate and help your dream. And I would also say too, do not worry about like the big job or like getting this. Just focus on wherever you're at, you know, right now, setting this up so you know where the next place you're going to be at and doing the best job that you can. Football coaching at the college level is a very blessed, very, very blessed profession. There's less than 8,000 college football coaches that have coached 10 plus years right now on a staff, because I mean you get fired, you're never, you know, you're underpaid for potentially your entire career. You're making sacrifices, you're missing out on family, you're killing the time and all of this stuff. So it comes back to like, why the heck are you doing it? And I don't know, for me, there's nothing more fulfilling than watching somebody crease a long touchdown through the A gap. You know, there's nothing better than when a player, you know, overachieves his potential and turns into a different person darn near. I got to see that with Trinidad Chambliss. You know, he went from, you know, young man to holy crap, I just saw he's the #1 ranked quarterback in Division I football. And so I get to see that with a lot of guys over the years, and it's an absolute blessing. So you really, and I'm just fortunate that all happened at my alma mater and that I got into coaching, and then the very next, it was the next January. I've been coaching for 6 months, and the O-line coach there left, and the head man offered me the position, and it wasn't a ton of money, but it was a part-time position with the title of offensive line coach, and I knew I could make it work. And I knew I could make it work as long as possible, right? So, you know, just a quick overview, like find a spot that's close to home that you can accumulate some years of experience and some quality experience. Go for the experience, not for the money or the status, okay? And then once you accomplish that, your first 5 years, you know, hopefully your first 2 years, you're a GA, years 3, 4, and 5, you're a part-time guy making a little bit of money to, you know, go out and have a beer, right? 6 through 10, you're looking to be a full-time position somewhere in terms of your trajectory, and take whatever you can get. Like, be very thankful for it and learn. And sometimes that means learning what not to do. And then where I'm at right now is years 11 through 20, which I think is just take people out to deep water and see who's still standing. You know what I mean? Like when you get 11 years plus, you get after those 10 years, you know, it's just how long you can make it work and how long you can go for. And so I'm back in West Michigan where my family is, and at a great program at a place I love where I can do videos like this and, you know, get to coach great guys and all of that. Like I love being here. I absolutely love being here. And, you know, how long can I make that work? As long as I want to. It's when I don't want to that I have to hang up the whistle. So, you know, I hope that answers your question. in the advice category, what I can give you, and for any other prospective GAs out there that are looking to get into coaching. But I can tell you this, for the longest time, I was at, and I'm proud to say it because it is my alma mater. When I first went to Ferris, we went 1-10, and there were 40 guys, and we got trimmed to 6 by my incoming class. And so, it was not a good time in the program, but I loved that program so much, and it was one of the few places that believed in me to be a football player, and I had a great career there as a player, and then I came back as a coach, and it's unbelievable. It's the greatest, it's the best Division II program in the country. And I had a big piece of, helping build that. 4 national championships and all that stuff. I was very fortunate that all happened, and I was there to help and serve and do whatever I could. And for the longest time, I think I was sitting there waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for the perfect move or whatever. And it got to the point where I needed to do something other than coach offensive line there to grow, right? And I've always wanted to call plays. And when I got a phone call from Terrell Buckley at Mississippi Valley State, it was like, let's go. And so and then also too, that I'm like, oh man, Division I, and I wasn't thinking Mississippi Valley State was going to be like a Division I program, but I thought by becoming a Division I offensive coordinator that all of these other doors would open up, and and then the money would really start flowing in, and then I would be coaching, I'd be the offensive coordinator for the Wisconsin Badgers, and you kind of fantasize about this, and it's a fun dream to have. But after kind of getting that title of, I have been a Division I offensive coordinator. There ain't too many guys that can say that. And yes, I have won 3 national championships as an offensive line coach and produced 13 All-Americans on the offensive line for my alma mater. That gets me pretty juiced up. And I think those are all cool things. But I think when I look back on it, it shouldn't be something I should be chasing, of that Division I role or money or something like that. Right now I'm chasing experience. I'm chasing, I guess, new challenges, which would be like, hey, can we get this program to beat that program I helped build to this certain point? You know what I mean? And also too, the new challenge of, can we make this work of being in West Michigan and really maybe make this a forever deal? I don't want to go anywhere else. I love this place, right? But I don't mind and willing to move to Itta Bena, Mississippi, to make it all work. So I know this is a long answer and response. I hope it was worth your while here, but I can just tell you, map out in your head why you want to coach football and start structuring from there. If it's the people, if it's that joy, if it's winning, okay. If it's winning, go find a winning program and say, I'll volunteer. If it's money, go find a horrible program that will pay anybody to go coach there with any sort of experience. If it's to coach D1, go find a way to get into a Division I program that you have coaches that have connections, and always set the bar with what's realistic. And what's realistic is you're looking to just get your foot in the door, whether it's a GA, a volunteer, ops, whatever it is. You mud the footballs, whatever you can do, because it will pay off in the long haul. But anyways, thank you for these. This is called Office Hours, kind of just answering questions that I get. Any others that I come across that are good or whatever. But if you want to submit a question, just comment below on this or at some point on the video, or go or message Parker at lunchpailheadquarters.com. I don't know, dude. I'm all over social media, right? Go find me. Google me. How boss is that Cignetti said that and then won a national championship with Indiana 2 years later? Like that's my version of Joe Namath guaranteeing the Super Bowl, to be honest with you. Okay, that's it. That's all I got for today. That's the office hours. Appreciate you guys watching.